Okay, let's go everybody. We have the Epic Cup on our hands, and Core is gonna go up against Team Sins today. I think they're really called the Johnny Sins Butt Boys or something like that, but that was a little bit too long for the overlay. So we can rename the team for today's match. This is the best of 3 series, the semi-final of the Epic Cup. And some of you might ask, Khaldor, what the fuck is the Epic Cup? And we're going to come to that in a second, but let's introduce our players first. For Team on Core, we have on the left side Khaldor on Ana, Dursty on Sylvanas, OP Kebab on Blaze. We have No Pro on Sergeant Hammer, EBKs on Mai. And on the right side of the map, for Team Sins, Genitalia on Deckard Kane, Galanda on Garrosh. White Tiger, clearly racist nickname, on Tracer. What about the Black Tiger? This is such a discriminatory nickname, it's unbelievable. Needs to be cancelled right away, we need to create a hashtag here. Raven Spike on Kelthas, and Hodo on Leoric. Alright, and talking Leoric, apparently we have a bit of party going up at the top. No, not quite yet. Alright, so let's come back to it real quickly. Epic Cup, what exactly is this? For everyone that watches this channel a little bit more regularly, you should probably already know what's coming here. So this is the end of season tournament of Heroes Lounge. Heroes Lounge in total on the European side has 7 divisions, and this is the end of season tournament for the teams that are playing in division 4 and 5. Tracer going down, oh, Hammer and Leo. Pinch hit Storm at the top unfolding. And at the bottom of the map we have the trade already coming out as Ebikaza is trying to come away here. But coming back to the point, so this is the end of season tournament for Division 4 and Division 5, which means that the level of play is somewhat between Platinum and Low Master. So that's roughly the play that you can expect here. So it's nothing that's going to be too insane, and it should be kind of fun. And we're going to cover the semifinals and also the grand final. Semifinals are both best of 3 series. The grand final is a best of 5 on the other hand. So now that we are having a bit of a look on our first map, Infernal Shrines, we got in this setup now a main Blaze frontline. It could actually be quite good here if they properly leveled that. The Ana is a bit interesting to see. Normally you would expect that a mage is going to be thrown in together with that, but we have none of it. But on the other side, there's Kelthas and Deckard Kane. Good for the zone control, of course. White Tiger at this point. Beautiful stun. Locked down and still gets away. Yeah, then again, can they get the counter kill? No, not quite. Alright, so actually a pretty nice engage between the two. First of all, it looked like Tracer might fall, but not quite working out for them. And then just a second later, they could have had a first kill for them in that bottom fight. We have now level 4 talents in play. That gives us the Crystallize. First of all, Ana is going into the Sleep Dart build. We have for Tracer also the standard build that we've seen now multiple times on the top level play scene with the 1-2 punch into the Pulse Generator. So at least on the talent side, most of the stuff that we are seeing here is actually fairly common. Thrown out of the Deckard Kane setup, but it doesn't even matter. That forced him at least to go to the top, so good combo of Team Sins as they are coming in and taking it down. I mean, these guys have tons and tons of experience here. Okay, in all ways of life, and that experience really just shows. I mean, again, these people have been band together in order to bring all of that experience into the Nexus. I mean, there's work experience as a plumber, an astronaut, doctor in medical professions. Of course, also the policeman, the fireman, the real estate editor. You know, it's like, I mean, there's really just so much expertise on this team that they are bringing to the table right now that it's really difficult to go up against that. And the blue team is already struggling with that a little bit. Talk about struggling, blue team is getting chased over here now as well. So Ana made it out as Tracer got a little bit nasty, but now that we're heading into Shrine number 1, this is the first protector that we're gonna fight over. At this point, here comes the lockdown against the Sergeant. No level 7 available yet. So, oh, gets flipped in, and that could actually be a kill. No Pro is about to go down, and we got the kill against Ana as well. So that's 2 already eliminated. Oh, and that's gonna be a lot more here too. Damn, another one gets dropped. Ebikaza. Really? Yeah, throw him in the towers. That's gonna help. Beautiful setup. They actually got him because of that. Okay, nicely done. Here, just the outliers of that fight. So first we had the kill against Sergeant Hammer, then Ana goes down, and of course White Tiger makes it out barely. I think he had 66 hit points towards the end of that battle. But a really cool first fight that we saw for them here. So, yeah, bit of a shout out to Team Sins as they're coming in and taking that easy peasy. And right now, there is a bit of a lead. Not only 6 kills to 2, but we have also a level advantage for them, as both teams grab their level 7 talents. Now, they hold it at 39 and take another camp. Or at least they're tapping the fountain. I mean, they're delaying it. I don't actually know what they're delaying it for. If they can delay it long enough to get level 10, then maybe they can get an advantage out of this. I like that White Tiger actually moved down to the bottom of the map and stole away the bottom fountain, so that's actually pretty good for them for any upcoming fight on the bot lane. Here's the jump over as the Punisher gets baited. Big bonus points actually for the team. For Division 4 and 5, it always makes me happy when I see a team properly like baiting a Punisher over the wall, since there's so many teams that still don't do that these days on the amateur level. But this, on the other hand, is a bad awakening for Blaze as he gets wrecked, but that kill comes at a cost as Garrosh falls too. Now they're trying to make the play for EB Kaza again, and yeah, Kelthas gets some extra damage in, but it's not going to be enough to get another kill. The fort, on the other hand, is down, and that's a fantastic start into this. So the fort gets eliminated, you have 7 kills to 3, so this is a really good opening here for Team Sins. And they take the early level 7 together with it, which allows them, of course, to establish full map control, at least for a short period of time, and then maybe go for a second fort together with that. They could theoretically try and burn through the bot lane and really put some damage to that thing. Level 7 talents now also gave us the Induced Hibernation, which we've also seen on the pro level a little bit more often, or semi-pro level. Leo is currently making his way down to the bottom of the map, and technically that could actually lead to him starting to set a gank up if he now moves down to the bot lane. Of course, his job is more so to soak the experience in the middle and up at the top, and he doesn't leave Sergeant Hammer here alone, wants to catch the experience. Could have gone down to the bottom, try and set an entomb up, capitalize on the level 10, but then they would have lost 1 minion wave for sure, so that puts a lot of pressure onto them to really make the play at the bot lane work. And that didn't necessarily work out here. So they don't really do a lot much more than just simply taking every single camp with the advantage of holding level 10 over their opponent. Quest is also completed for Khaldor, so that's pretty good for him. It comes in as 6 minutes and 40 seconds, which is actually pretty decent. I mean, level 10 is just now dropping into the hands of Team Encore, so for Khaldor, that's pretty cool. And off we go. Ebekaza jumping out, has by the way now gone into the ice wall. Reason for that, to my knowledge, is that for the tournament the avalanche was banned because it's possible to avalanche heroes outside of the map. So it's a bit of a bug that's connected to this. Now, some people will immediately ask, but hey, Khaldor, what happened with the Panda Cup? The ult was allowed there. Well, one of the reasons is that it's actually a different tournament. And also, I think there's just a bit of more of a gentleman's agreement to just simply not abuse the bug, and those people are also good enough to not use that by accident. So right now, we have instead the other ult on the side of Mei. We got Ice Wall in, and I actually have never seen Ice Wall in a competitive tournament game. So that could be kind of funny if used properly. I mean, you have also some setups on their end, mostly through Blaze, but let's see if they can capitalize on that. That being said, obviously there's still an advantage in experience for Team Sins. And, well, let's have a look if they can get that level 13 talent before the next fight starts. Which incidentally is also at the top, by the way, so that means that the blue team can at least hold on to another fountain for now. And that should really help them a little bit. But it will still be against the talent advantage on the side of the red team. So dealing with that is gonna become a little bit of a problem. Yeah, top side right now. Yes, well, the push is already about to start. And there's a level 13 talent now as well. So, yep, we got Pyromania coming in for the cooldown reduction. Already flipping that bad boy over. Making sure that he's going to take down. It's kind of interesting that the entire time we have Tracer just zipping around here, holding the main tank at the bot lane for just a bit longer, as the rest of the team is already sitting topside. Surprising part is that nobody has actually engaged into the shrine yet, so now finally we're seeing them do exactly that. But the blue team is trying to poke this out, so it seems like they decided they want to take this fight despite the fact that they don't have the level 13 talent, and at least poke on the outside a little bit. But it's gonna be rough. I mean, against talent advantage, you normally don't want to do that. And here we go. Immediately, Team Sins going deep as they're trying to go for the kill here. and they're trying to take me out. Here comes the ice wall. Locks one down, locks two down. They kill against the front line though as Team Encore loses one. The Entomb comes in. Dursty, he got the nano boost and jumped out. No additional follow-up kill, but that doesn't really matter too much because at this point Team Sins has the full control over the shrine. Oh, and they might get another kill here after all. Dursty is a little bit deep and gets taken apart. The lockdown against NoPro also sets it up for Tracer and Khaldor to lock another kill in, and that's exactly what they do. 10 kills to 3, and a very, very strong setup now on the map for the red team. Blue team definitely struggling here, and I guess at this point you simply have to let the top fort go, try to get to level 13, and set the defense up on the keep. That's probably the best thing that you could do at this point. Tracer, with the enormous wave clear that she has, started to go down to the bottom of the map to take a few of the camps away. Now, it's a little bit of a sneaky play in the sense that they are just hoping that the opponent doesn't figure that out, because that would be an easy steal. But there's nobody with the exception of Blaze who tries to control the middle of the map. So Tracer actually is able to get this one, and is immediately starting to needle the bottom 4-2. But now we have a 2-level lead. We have 10 kills against 3, and a very solid setup for the red team as they are pushing through the fort and now towards the keep. And honestly, Tracer could actually come topside and try and help them a bit. Now, she was obviously gathering also some additional experience, but it's never going to be enough to get them level 16 for this push. So that's another one. Here comes the jump as they're starting to go in, and they're already setting it up against Sergeant Hammer. Ice Wall is already out, and NoPro is rushing away. The ult over here not doing too much. There's the kill as Dursty came in with the damage, and they destroy part of the wall, but they are not able to do a whole lot here. Yeah, the K-Bub on the other hand was nearly eaten by the Tiger, so he nearly fell. 23,000 damage by now on Tracer. Got 31,000 for Sergeant Hammer, but it doesn't really do anything for them. I mean, again, damage only gets you so far. What it really matters at the end of the day is how many kills you can get together with that. We have Deckard Cain and Khaldor not dying yet in this entire game. There's the level 16 talents that are now also ready, so that's a 2-level lead and a talent advantage. Yeah, it's usually not really where you want to take a fight, but for some reason Team Encore just says, you know what, boys, that bottom camp, that's where we're going to make our stand. Now, to be fair, the reason why they did it is because Garrosh wasn't here yet. Still a little bit ballsy, and I guess Team Sins could have tried to delay it a bit by just poking around and hoping that they can buy enough time for Garrosh to come in, which is a play that we oftentimes see. Didn't really go that way, but on the other hand, they are trying to go for Ice Girl. Might actually work out for them. If they get another slow in, they should be able to make that happen. Even the ult had to be committed to for Ebikaza to get out of this one. Gravity Labs does not connect, and she actually walks away. Alright. Now the rest of the team is now also starting to move in. Team Sins has taken 2 forts down, and is very likely going to try and steal this top camp away. Which isn't really a bad thought, but Khaldor isn't here, and that's a problem. So with Khaldor at the bot lane, it's a 4 versus 5 if it comes to a battle. Khaldor is now making the rotation so they can fight an even fight. But if they want to take the camp, they really have to hurry now, because it's only half a level. After half a level, we'll have both of them on level 16, and it's much easier to fight. Down here, White Tiger is still poking around a little bit, really relying on his mobility at this point. And there's not a lot of lockdown on the blue team side, which is pretty much what they are banking on now, right? So they steal the camp away, they have level 17, the next shrine is going to be activated at the bottom of the map, where we've already earlier seen the fountain taken out by Tracer. So that means that when it comes to that fight over here, we only have one team with the fountain available to fall back on and quickly heal, and that is Team Sins. Yeah, 16 talents, soon to be ready for the blue team as well. Maybe even a bit of a push now from our red team down here. Yeah, they're already looking for that Entomb. Put the Phoenix in play as well, so they're really trying to zone this, and they're going to get an easily destroyed fort bot side. So that puts the Fallout option to dust as well. But at least it's even talents. I mean, this is pretty much the only real fight that the red team or the blue team is going to get. In this case, no Giant Killer. Mechanical know-how is being used instead. I didn't even know what else that hero has on 16. Who takes anything else but Giant Killer on 16? I think that guy is driving drunk. Something is not right here. Hammer is going to have a DUI after that battle. And talking about battle, yeah, here's the explosion. It's party time, baby. Big setup in this one. They're trying to go for Ana with a follow-up kill. They get that too. And they're locking in another kill against Blaze potentially. And there we have it. Nearly a 5-man wipe. Big fight in this particular instance. And that was a good setup, of course. I mean, they pretty much got everybody here. Had a lot of spread on the living bombs as well. Insane damage coming out. And one of the heroes fell, but they just cleaned house afterwards. So it was a huge choke point play that we just saw there. Nicely done. Yeah, and off we go. Hammer's build in general is a little bit weird. I mean, the level 16 talent is something that I just now saw. Even the level 7 talent, I haven't even picked up on this until now, I gotta admit. But what the fuck is that shit? Graduating range? What is this? 2016? So that's a little bit weird. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened there, but no hovering siege mode and no giant killer? I mean, there are definitely a few things on Hammer where you can say, okay, I'm gonna go into different talent here, but those 2 talent levels are not amongst them. So that takes away a huge amount of the versatility that you have on Hammer, and obviously her power level got heavily reduced by those choices. So especially the 16 talent is more or less unacceptable. That's just a must go. But didn't really work out for them. Hammer still has 37,000 damage, but just imagine what could have been here if we had proper talents on that hero right now. No pro apparently trying to justify the nickname. But still, they might be able to come back into this. They lost the top keep, so that's a problem. But maybe they can win the 5 versus 5 battle before the 20s here. And at this point, it seems like they might just be able to take Garrosh down. Their God Kane comes in. Stay a while and get wrecked, baby. Hammer down, and that might just be the beginning of the end. White Tiger is moving in, and with the help of Khaldor, he locks in another kill against the front line. And now in a 5 versus 3 scenario, they're taking also slowly a lead on the objective. But trying to make the play here, take Sylvanas down. Oh my god, thanks to the drain, we even have Leoric survive. They take down Blaze, they take down Ana. And that's exactly where we're headed now. Top lane. Who needs an objective? And you have Catapults already pushing in, and you went for the 5-man team wipe. They go in to take the first game in this best of 3 series here in the semifinal of the Epic Cup, powered by heroeslaunched.gg. Nicely done, well played, and very dominant victory here by Team Sins. 19 to 6 kills and a 3-level advantage towards the end. Nicely done, well played. And let's head straight into the second game of the semifinal series. Game number 2, the best of 3 series at the semi-final here continues. The Epic Cup, ladies and gentlemen. On the left side, on Brexit holdout, we got Encore with Dursty on Imperius, Halcor on Valfirian, the OP Kebab on Rexa, Nopro on Phoenix, and Ebekaza on Johanna. To the right side of the map, Team Sins with White Tiger on Vala, Hedu on Kira, Genitalia on Anduin. I mean, honestly, if you name yourself Johnny Sins Butt Buddies and you name yourself Genitalia, then that deserves. I mean, that's at least a tip to the head. Raven Spike on Kalthas and Garlanda on Arthur. So yeah, credit where credit is due. So down to the bottom of the map, we have our 4-man setup. This is obviously another 2-lane map. You don't see it all that often. But one of the best heroes for this map is, of course, on the offlane, once again, Rexa. And the reason is the exact same reason why you see Rexa picked or banned in pretty much every single Dragonshire match, because the hero can hold 2 points at the same time, and pretty much no other hero can do that, and can then still in the late game provide some value. So Rexa can do exactly that, and he is very likely going to win that top lane if played correctly. That's obviously always the big if we're looking at mid-tier level, at amateur play level. But yeah, Rexa pretty much wins every single one-on-one on Dragonshire, and he also wins every single one-on-one over here. And the reason for that, as we highlighted multiple times in the past, is simple. You can always force your opponent to make a decision of whether they want to hold the objective or they want to hold experience over there. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, in the long run, if nobody else interferes on the lane and comes over to set up a gank, Rexa will always win out there simply because he can split Misha on himself. So he can soak experience and control the objective at the same time. But that always, of course, necessitates someone that plays Rexa also well and isn't outplayed by the opponent just simply on a skill level, on a skill base. So as all of this is said and done, we have actually Khaldor on Vala as the level 1. So that's a little bit of a weird setup that we see here. Should be an arrow build, honestly, when I see this. I mean, every single time that a Khaldor build is being played, it kind of necessitates that you go into an arrow. And then the question is, of course, because the bolt cooldown is reduced this heavily. And then the question is immediately, if you already go into an arrow build, why don't you also go into Monster Hunter? Because you have a boss and 4 camps on this map, so that would actually help you a lot with the clear, and it helps you towards the objective to a certain extent as well. So this is a pure hero damage Vala setup apparently, always assuming that we're going to see those arrow talons coming through after level 4 hits hard. But yeah, time will tell. White Tiger for now, already jumping around here a little bit and getting some additional auto attacks through. And a nice lockdown, Arthur's doing a good job here. And they're actually trying to go for Ebekaza over here as well. So yeah, nicely done. Over here, by the way, that's where you already see the setup. Misha holds it, he pushes the lane out. So now either Kira is gonna take the objective and fight Misha, or she's holding experience and falls back from the objective. One of the two. She can't do both. Arrow build is already predicted, is now coming through. Top side, this is pretty much what we're seeing. Should have moved that back a little bit earlier, a little bit sooner. But you can see experience is now lost. So that's exactly the problem. They're gonna fall behind in experience on the top lane. Now, of course, it doesn't really account for what happens at the bottom of the map, where the blue team actually got a kill. But it shows you exactly the problem that Kira is now going to be facing from here on out. And for Encore, it's actually also a little bit unfortunate that Misha actually died. Misha should never die in a situation like that. You can simply move her back in time, or Luz should be able to. But that little play is going to be continued over and over again by the Rexa player, and therefore top lane is going to be a problem. That's why the blue team has to win the bot lane with that format. It's also interesting to see Arthas as the main tank. He's not typically your main tank. Oftentimes, if you see an Arthas in a setup, it's a direct response to a Greymane Karazin setup, to name one example. And you don't, even then, you don't see him all that often. But it's pretty much an exclusive hero, exclusively side lane hero. Oh, no bro, nearly getting a kill against White Tiger here, who's getting the stacks together on his level 1 and level 4 now, as we're speaking. We have on level 4 also the Hungry Bear over here, so that allows a bit more for Misha to be viable in the 1-on-1 setup. But we have another kill against the bot lane. So Arthas this time is down towards the top. Kira is now in even more trouble than she was already previously. I have no idea why Misha wasn't holding this one now. So with Hedo being this low, Misha could have taken the control back. But they have to commit White Tiger to the top lane now. So in this setup, White Tiger comes topside, and that's a 2 versus 1 all of a sudden. Which of course means that the blue team has already taken the bot lane and is now dominating this. And this is always the problem that you have with Rexa in one of these games. This is exactly what we're talking about here. And yeah, now that they have a 2 versus 1 at the top side, it allows Kira to fall back to Nexus, heal herself up, and I think White Tiger is likely going to move back down shortly after. That's exactly what we're seeing. So it was just a temporary solution to allow the solo laner to fall back, get some hit points, get some mana, and then re-engage into the fight, but that gives up the control over the top shrine. Initially they took both and have now a 24, 26 point lead. I'm even able to build up a bit more than that. There's of course camps now pushing through the bottom of the map too. And off, here we go. Yeah, Kira has fought this completely, which she can't really do, and now has to tap the fountain. Misha is holding this, he pushes it out, and welcome to the problem again. Kira has to make the decision, lose experience or lose the shrine. She can't hold both, it's impossible for her. So 2 kills against 0 indicate though that the bot lane is going really well for Encore. So they are obviously eager to fight back in this. This is a best of 3 series, but there's the first kill for Team Sins, but they also lose Arthas. Arthas is down, White Tiger is able to jump away from this one and collect another stack in the process, sitting at 127 on his level 1. 9 stacks on the level 4. And somehow here at the top, Kira has been able to sneak the shrine. But the play is going to be continued again. Kira is forced to hold it. Misha should always hover here now. Misha shouldn't really be that far back. Misha should always here and be immediately on this point. So that's already a little bit of a misplay that we're seeing from Kebab. He has all the vision here, so him actually fighting this is not really something that he needs to do. There's no reason for him to do that. All that he needs to do is keep Misha down here, always sneak her in whenever Kira moves away from the beacon, and then hold the lane with the hero. But to his, I mean, in his favor works that the blue team is now starting to lose the 4-man. Now, they have a huge progress, of course. 88% against the 16 now. That's actually a really significant lead. But the more points are now coming together for the red team, the better, and the more they will equalize the situation as it stands. Yeah, all of them are now rotating to the top side, by the way. And there's the kill. Kira is down, alright. Yeah, I don't think she really expected that to happen. That was a little bit too much, I suppose. Okay. Now we have 4 kills against 2. So far, so good. And yep, Vala is nearly done with her quest on level 1, which will allow her to reduce the cooldown on her arrow. And then, of course, she has more arrows available and gets more damage through with that. Okay. So, over here, let's push straight into the middle. As we have another camp taken. Zerg wave is nearly taken down already at the start, by the way. I mean, they're pretty much welcoming it right at the spawning point to take it down. Then again, the red team has to fight this one out topside too, and that's where all the AoE comes into play, especially of course from a hero like Khaldor. So they're using that. It's a bit of a bigger Zerg wave, so it's going to do a bit more damage, but then again, to be fair, it's only the first one, so not really too much is going to happen over here. The question is more so whether or not the blue team can capitalize on the push at the bottom of the map and try to push this out. So far it doesn't seem like it, because White Tiger is still sitting here together with Hodao and is making the plays. Repeating arrows now obviously also in. Genitalia is already moving towards the top now too, trying to keep the boys alive. There's the Planet Cracker, and seems like everybody is gonna survive here. Yep, nicely done, Planet Cracker. And Vala came in and took Phoenix down. Guess for a second chase too, so needs to be careful down here. Trying to get away. Duasti! No! Someone didn't pay attention. That would have been just too good. She had no mana left whatsoever. That would have been a kill there. Pretty... I mean, that would have been a kill for sure. He could have hunted her down without any problem whatsoever. I could even waited for some of the remaining players to come in and help out. But that was more than a little bit unfortunate. So now they're making the play for Dusti instead. Yeah, he has to commit to the ult. Oh, the arrow takes him down. Nicely done. Yeah, 5 kills against 4. Okay, I like it. A little bit more of an even game, at least when it comes to team fights. But map control attempt is set up once again, as White Tiger is now pushing in with the rest of the team to take one of the camps away. And they're gonna get this one. Yeah, even making the play for No Pro here. No Pro needs to be careful, but instead it's actually Johanna who gets hit by the Howling Blast. Vala has now 36,000 damage and is actually about to complete the quest, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. 9 minutes and 22 seconds in. Vala is done with her level 4, which will definitely boost her damage output from here on out. And as mentioned previously, thanks to the level 1 talent and the completed quest, she now has the reduction on the cooldown of Vault, which always resets the arrows. That's the idea behind this build. But of course, since she didn't take Monster Hunter, it could at points become a bit of a mana problem. And she misses out on some of the potential camp clear that she has with Monster Hunter on level 1. Same time now, top side is still being fought over. The second objective is announced. And they're trying to go for another Kira kill, but it's all about the camps again. And yeah, so far I gotta say that Team Sins is just doing a better job when it comes to camp elimination. They're double checking the boss here real quickly, as you could see with Kira. That on the other hand is a big face check. Oh my god. Big save coming in from Anduin at least. But yeah, that face check cost Vala her life. And someone should do a video, maybe with the Haka, and show why you should never face check a bush like this if you're not a main tank. And I think Vala might have learned a lesson here. Moving into this one did definitely not help the team, and it actually sets them back quite significantly, since it happens just as the objective is up. So now we have already control taken on both beacons, by Timo and Core. And they're getting a little bit closer to tying the series up and forcing game number 3 in the semifinal. This is, by the way, a single elimination bracket, so that means that whoever loses the series is out of the tournament. There are no second chances here, no losers bracket. Still a bit of damage. Kira is struggling with this though. Yeah, and Herder might actually die. If Misha gets the cooldown back, she might actually fall. Johanna at the bottom is already down. Has another hit. Where's that stun when you need it? Nah, falls back, at least for now. Bot side, then again, a White Tiger is already pushing the opponent back, but this is a big Zerg wave now. 100% against 18, so there's a huge difference that we have between the two. 43,000 damage now for Vala as she moves top. Phoenix at the bottom has actually fallen to Khaldor. That's good for them, so they might have a bit of an easier time defending the Zerg wave. But yeah, top side, there's still a little bit of pressure coming, and Drexler needs to be careful there as well. But there's nobody pushing at the bottom of the map. There's actually nobody there, so that Zerg wave can completely be focused by the red team. Team Sins is doing exactly that. White Tiger is hiding in the bush over here, is not exposing himself to any gank. It's 5 versus 7 kills, a little 14 for both teams around the corner. So I feel that they really could try and do a little bit more with the objectives that they're winning here. The blue team had a big opportunity to at least take the fort down at the bottom of the map. I don't think they needed the entire setup topside for the defense, even with Phoenix falling. I think they had more opportunities than what just happened here. Alright, White Tiger is still sitting tight. Still, next camp is about to be taken. And it seems like Encore is willing to go deep for this one. Team Sins also starting to move straight forward. Never want to pass up a fight here, as it seems. And that's Misha already down, and they're looking for more. Vala with more and more hits as the arrows keep connecting. We have Ebekaza super low. There's another vault. Another arrow is being fired right away. Dursti is already losing hit points, and he's about to fall. Is lunging out and able to save himself for just a little bit longer, but I think he's going to fall to Vala regardless. And yep, White Tiger comes in for the last hit. And they're trying to lock down Phoenix too. They're close to the boss, and in theory they could even think about trying to take that. There's a little bit on the mana they're holding here. Alright, a little bit more damage coming. Nice! Beautiful gravity lapse. Beautiful gravity lapse, and that's a kill against Phoenix. They're following it up with another one against Rexa, maybe? Yes! There we go. That's a kill. Goodbye, my friend. So he's down, and all of a sudden, with 11 kills to 5, there's a significant lead for Team Sins, and they have the map open. They can go for the boss, and that's exactly where they're headed right now. They take the boss down, and will now be able to take the top fort very likely. So they are starting to take map control again, as they did in the previous game. We have a lot of them actually just hearthstoning back here, because they realize that they have no mana left to do anything here. Damage output is now at 49,000 for Vala. Therefore, she's 10k ahead of Phoenix, who's the top damage dealer for Team Encore. Only 2,000 ahead of Khaldor, though, who's second place on the red team side. But he comes to level 16 talents, and that is going to change a lot here. I mean, Khaldor himself has by now his Ignite ready. That helps him with a little bit more damage. Very likely, Manticore is going to be taken for Vala. No! Seething Hatred. Okay, going full on into the arrow damage here. Oftentimes you will still see the Farfly Quiver and Manticore taken, but in this case, they're going to go in all on Seething Hatred, apparently. That's a bit of a different build for Vala. It's something that we've seen after her rework a little bit more. Nothing too crazy. But ever since then, obviously, it's not really the build that you'll see. The level 1 and the level 16 talent, not quite on the same. But yeah. 16 talents are soon going to be ready for Encore 2. They're not out of this yet. They haven't lost their keep yet. They have a 5 on the map. They just need their experience, and then they can try and go for the objective. But at this point, Team Sins is already zoning them out even more from those beacons. Topside beacon is one that could potentially be taken. And they're moving in with 4 as is. So trying to take that here. So, well, let's have a little bit of a look there. Yeah, here's the move. There's the hit. And there's the lockdown. Nice! Choke point setup against Phoenix. Completely body blocked and gets taken down just as the fight starts. And it's an easy kill. Vala, in the meantime, is going down here straight for Rexa. Can't get the kill though, but it was close. And they're trying to turn it around over against Kira, but good job by Anduin. Anduin saving Kira. Bot lane is heavily attacked on the blue team side, as the red team still has that camp working for them that they took initially. And Rexa is trying to help the top lane, which means this is doing more and more damage and is eventually going to start attacking the bottom keep now too. 1 kill against Johanna, followed by a second against Arthas. But as mentioned, bot keep is in trouble. That's quite a little bit of damage on this bad boy. And OP Kebab comes in to try and prevent the worst here, prevent it from falling, but let's not mince words. The blue team is screwed. I mean, there's top and bottom beacon both under the control of Team Sins, and a big wave now coming in at the bot lane could even mean the end of the game. I mean, we're talking 100-0 now. So there is just no counterplay topside. This is nothing. I mean, look at this. This is not even a wave. I mean, this is just shameful. There's nothing that you have to be afraid of here. That fort is going to take that down easy peasy, so you can focus your full attention at the bottom of the map and your push. And once that's the case, it's going to be pretty nasty. Alright, Planet Cracker setup at least takes all the Guardians out. That's actually really good for them. So Guardians are already all taken down, so the Planet Cracker was actually immensely helpful here. And Arthas isn't there yet, but that keep is gone. The keep is gone. The only question is how much more can they get? And given the defense, I don't really think they will be able to get too much more, unless obviously they get a kill or two real quickly here. But it doesn't really seem like that's going to be the case. So, yep, here we have the keep destroyed. And now they are just moving back for the time being. Trying to defend the top side where the fort is still standing. But with the fort in play, that means bot side is now getting attacked by a catapult on every single wave. So that's really problematic. But I don't know, I mean, again, it could still come to a game 3 between those two. All that's really needed for Team Encore this late in the game is a big team fight that they can win. Galanda over here, still trying to survive. And Anduin, time and time again, Bless Shield even missing as Genitalia comes out and gets the trade through with Anduin. A lot of big saves from Anduin throughout this entire game. And there's another gravity lapse, and that is the end of Johanna. Ever since her cooldown on the Iron Skin getting increased as well, that's of course a little bit more likely to happen. Now, White Tiger is absolutely lost on the map. I mean, he's able to get the stun through, but he was just trying to go a 1v5 here, and Kira is apparently trying to save him, but that might just be the end of her. She goes down, paying for Vala's sins here, and Vala turns it around with another kill, but she falls too, and the boss is chipping in a little bit as well. Bot side, big push still coming towards core now. And the top of the map with another camp is also going to be attacked very soon. 2 catapults are pushing in as well. Camp is up in another 15 seconds and already gets pinged here, as the rest of the team is starting to fall from one camp to the next. So they're doing fairly well with this. But yeah, let's have a little bit of a look down at the bottom of the map. Duasty is already sitting tight and trying to defend. Top side, they have to take care of this one as well. And here we go. Okay, so they can at least save this one for now. The problem is really that they're losing camp after camp after camp after camp. And that means experience, and that leads to an early level 20 talent. They are also heavily behind when it comes to kills. And all of this transfers into an early storm talent, and that leads to then a big advantage on the next objective. So that's kind of what's happening here right now. Because the blue team has to react. They have to react to the push at the top lane. They have to react to the push at the bottom of the map. So they're losing more and more time as all of this happens. Now the objective is only going to be ready in another 3 seconds. But still, level 20 talents are there now. And on the Storm talents, we now have, as expected, the Firefly Quiver. Again, without the Manticore, which is a little bit unfortunate for them, but still. And they can go for the boss, of course, now too. If they wanted to. I mean, as they now see a top side, 2-3 heroes, they could make a commitment there. They don't have Monster Hunter on level 1 for Vala, so it's not quite as quick a push as they could potentially go for. But, yep, there's the delay now. Timer is ticking. And we are seeing more kills coming in against Misha, apparently. Here comes the Phoenix, blast shield, and Anduin again with a quick save. As Ibikaza moves away. But it doesn't really change anything. I mean, the result is the same. The objective is soon going to be taken. If they can get the boss together with it, that would be absolutely insane. It would be absolutely insane. Yeah, that's, on the other hand, is the only chance I think that the blue team has of winning this and turning this around, if they can steal the boss. This is the one. This is the team fight, ladies and gentlemen. Can they make the play? Yeah, that's the big question. Kira might fall first. She goes down, but so does Imperious. Johanna is also dead. Big fight happening. Anduin down. Arthur's down. Everybody's dying. Malfurion is dead. And we have White Tiger, the last one, going up against Phoenix. But the objective has been taken already. What a huge fight here. I mean, a total shit show there towards the end. Everybody dying with the exception of Phoenix. And he's now the last man standing and has to try to defeat the boss and the wave. And yeah, that's just nuts. Phoenix had to move out, and obviously this is going to be the end of this semi-final. Team Sins moves on to the grand final of the Epic Cup between the Division 4 and 5 teams in heroeslounge.gg. Nicely done and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.